Hello, welcome to Theme Park Academy. I'm Tour Guide Barbi, and tonight, Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Orlando. I can't wait. I'm so excited for this. We are starting with the Ghostbusters house, which I insisted we start with because my uncle was actually in the movie, which was a huge deal when I was a little kid to get to see my uncle on the big screen. So I'm here for me, I'm here for my mom, I'm the house I care about tonight, and we're doing it now, doing it perfect. We just finished the Ghostbusters house. I might cry. It was perfect. It was they had the Ghostbusters in there. They had Zool. They had Dana. They had Janine. It was amazing. It was so good. And then it smelled like toasted marshmallows with the Stay Puft. Like the details were perfect. I can't even talk. It was so great. So great. Best house I've ever seen, ever. From Outer Space, our second house of the evening, based on the movie. I've never seen the movie in its entirety, just segments, but again, I believe this is supposed to be more of a fun house and not so much of a scary house. So, alright, we just finished Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It was pretty cute. I'm not a huge fan of clowns, so probably not my favorite house, but it was not super scary, just more silly than anything. I'm definitely a lot more excited to see the Stranger Things house and the Classic Monsters house. Those are my next two top ones, but there's a ton more to see, so here we go. Walking into Graveyard Games. Not really sure what this one is about. I heard it's something to do with social media, so. Just finished Graveyard Games. It was very cool. It was a beautiful, beautiful set. It took place in a cemetery, which reminded me a lot of other houses I've seen them do. So it's one of my favorite type of houses because I love the architecture in it. So it's a Universal original house, and I do recommend it. Now we are going into Universal Classic Monsters, a house I'm very excited to see. They've done a few different versions of this house, and I'm really excited to see what they've done with it this year. It's amazing. Houses still smell the same. Always. We just finished the Classic Monster House and I loved it. It was beautiful. There was, let's see, Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Wolfman, Dracula, Frankenstein, Phantom of the Opera, I think the Hunchback of Notre Dame. It was really awesome, really awesome. Absolutely loved it. I recommend this house highly. It was gorgeous and scary. Just awesome. So cool.
recommend the pizza fries, but the trick is to get down to the bottom where the marinara sauce is. Amazing.
Yeah.
That's right, you heard it right here, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to get to the sauce.
You gotta dig deep, man.
Dig deep in your soul.
We're now in line for Nightingale Depths of Fear. No, Nightingale's Blood Pit. It's a Universal original story again. I'm told it's the scariest one here, so. Wow, that was definitely an intense house. There's a lot they did with sound and the smells, and I'm not quite sure what the story is. I'm going to have to look it up, but there's definitely some kind of creature that's eating people, and they're speaking another language, and it's crazy. Super crazy. 5 houses down, 5 more to go. We're on our 6th house. It's called Depths of Fear. I don't really know what it's about. Something to do with being underwater, maybe? So I'm very curious to see it.
Depths.
Okay. All right.
Look at me, I'm a silhouette. The depths of fear.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Look at me, I'm scary. Look,
I see you.
because you can't see me.
You're very
The
scary.
depths of fear.
It was okay, depths, because you're in a submarine taken over by creatures. So not the scariest house. It's all right. If it's a busy night, there's a lot of lines. I feel like you could skip that one, but still pretty cool. On to House of a Thousand Corpses, which I expect will be pretty awesome given how popular that movie plus the sequel were. And kind of sad because we just lost Sid Haig this week. And of course he was the star of that movie. So pretty excited to see it. We've already got Rob Zombie music playing, so you know it's going to be pretty intense. If you are a fan of the movie House of a Thousand Corpses, you will definitely love that house. The sets are incredible. And who doesn't love a family that murders people? You know, America is pastime. It's great though. Seriously, if you're a fan of the movie, definitely check it out. Even if you aren't a fan of the movie, that or Devil's Rejects, it's still definitely worth seeing. So yeah, that was a good one.
Say hi, Tour Guide Barbi.
Hi! We're about to enter the Rob Zombie Scare Zone.
Yep, we're going into Rob Zombie Scare Zone. This is Theme Park Jono narrating.
Hellbilly Deluxe.
This is Hellbilly Deluxe. Watch out. Watch out for Hellbilly Deluxe.
my God. We just watched the Academy of Villains show. It's amazing. It's the music itself is worth going to the show, which given who the show director and writer is, I'm not surprised at all. But the Academy of Villains is a dance troupe under these two choreographers, Farside and Phoenix. And I used to hear about them all the time on So You Think You Can Dance. And they have a show here at Horror Nights, and it is amazing. And when Bill and Ted closed a couple years ago, I didn't know what we were going to have to replace it. So this, man, that was a tough act to follow, and this, don't miss it. Don't miss it. You check it out. Please check it out. So we just finished the Academy of Villains, and now we have two houses left, Stranger Things and the Yeti. The Yetis were actually in a different house last year, but they were so popular that this year Universal put them in their own house. And then Stranger Things is Stranger Things, which they did Stranger Things last year and I didn't get to see it, so I'm super, super excited to see that one. Just a fun side note, if you came to Horror Nights in 2003 and entered a house called Psycho Scarapy, I portrayed Nurse Kitty in the very beginning of the house. Alright, so the Yeti, super cool house, literally. It's freezing cold, super awesome, tons of Yetis scaring you, super, super great house. And then Stranger Things, oh my God. I don't think I've ever in the history of Horror Nights experienced a house that I did not want to end. And that when I got to the end, I was very disappointed. And that is definitely how I felt with this house. If you're a fan of the show, you cannot miss it. Get here, go through that house, go through it 10 times. It's so good. Every single character, everyone's there. It's all done so well. The monsters look dead on. It's fantastic. So definitely wins my house of the night so far. Although I was wrong, we still have Us left. I've not seen the movie. I've seen other movies that Jordan Peele has done. So I'm sure I've heard a lot of good things about this house. I'm sure it'll be great. So we're going to go see that, but I don't think it'll be Stranger Things for me. I don't know. We'll see.
We're in the merch shop.
This is insane. So one super important thing we learned tonight is if you are planning on coming, try to get your tickets in advance because it is almost twice the price if you come here and buy a ticket once you're here as opposed to purchasing it online before you get here. So definitely make sure you look at getting tickets before you get here. And this is running this year from September 6th all the way through November 2nd. Typically, most weeks it goes Wednesday through Sunday, but some weeks it does change a little. So also, while you're online, getting your tickets, double check which nights the event is actually running. All right, so Us, very cool. Don't confuse it with This Is Us, because it's a totally different thing. No, it was cool. I can see now I'm actually interested in watching the movie, even though I don't usually like horror movies. I think I might want to check that one out. Definitely cool house. I can already tell if you are a fan of the movie, I think you would really like that house a lot. And with that, that's our 10th house. We are done with Halloween Horror Nights. We did every single house, every single scare zone, both shows, but had we not had these express passes, It is 12:29. Horror Nights is over in half an hour, and it is a non-peak night. Had we not had those passes, we would not have gotten through everything. So definitely keep that in mind if you are planning on coming to Horror Nights. The crowd is insane here. This is a Wednesday, the first week of October. It should be dead, and it's not, because Halloween in Orlando now lasts for 17 months. So definitely plan ahead. So once again, I'm Theme Park Barbie. Thank you so much for joining us. Leave a comment. Tell us what you like most about Horror Nights. Tell us another video you'd like to see. And most of all, hit subscribe. Thank you. Hit it here. Hit it somewhere. Subscribe. Subscribe. Everywhere. Subscribe.
That's funny.
Can I talk about what just happened? So our cameraman just got called out for following us and taking video. I appreciate the woman for telling us, honestly. She did the best woman thing, and it was hilarious.